Malik will come and say, I kill him, I kill him, I kill him. Meanwhile, the code is executing him.
Yesterday, when you call him, you told that give him back as the next web. That said, he called you and said, my machine is wrong.
That's what they started.
Also, my machine is more on.
See, when you say you kill him, you say slag him.
That wood or that's wood. The pen drive. They use wood. That's wood. Who has pen drive? Okay, I've gotten
Mr. Kauna, how did you have
this one.
What is that?
Yeah, it's a pen drive. Yeah, you did it in the index. Yeah, then copy that one for me. What are the questions? Okay, let me copy quick. That is the index, right? So I'll copy it to desktop PHP. And this will be first. Thanks. So straight away, let's see what we can do. We've done a prime number, we've done this, question 12. Who did question 12? Right, just question 12. The Fibonacci, okay, so who is doing question 12? So write a function that can be used to find the integer. This one there, I know it's Malik who is doing this, the 13, because he sent me the code. You can do this one. Let's see what is on the board. This one is straight away without using the division sign. Write a function that can be used to let's say to say something like m goes into n as well as the remainder. Let's say, for example, if I give you 10 and I say how many times that 3 goes into 10, and say 3 goes into 10 3 times remainder 1, something like that. If I say 100, how many times can 3 go into 100? 33 times, remember 1. Just something like that. It's the same loop, it's the same, how do you call it, modulo we are going to use. So anytime you have enough to go round again, you increment your counter by 1. It's just that. That is all. Let me see, something like this. Let me call it this. So let's say I have a number, let's say 19. I want to know how many times 3 goes into 19, right? That's what I want to achieve. So this one, I don't have an idea of how many times I have to loop, so I can't use 4. Are you okay? I can't use 4 because I don't know how many times I have to. So in that case, I will have to use while. Now I'll keep doing it while this number is bigger than 3. You get it? While this number is bigger than 3. Yeah, while is bigger than 3, I'll keep doing what I'm supposed to do. So that is it. If it's equal to 3, yeah, if it's equal to 3, I can still modulo again. Or 3 should be part. So like this, right? Yeah, because if it's 3, I can still modulo 3. So here, I'm now checking. So if my number mod this, my number mod this, if this gives me 0, then I know what am I doing? No, this will not give it to me. Let's rethink. It goes into, we'll keep subtracting 3 from it. That should work. Are we okay? Whilst this is bigger than 3, we'll keep subtracting 3 from 19. I think that is what will give us the answer. So you subtract 3 from, so you have this number minus goes, we'll have something like this. Now let's get a counter, so that will count initially to 0. So subtract this, so it will be something like this. This will be equal to this minus 3. Then we'll increase our counter by 1. Something like this should work. We are starting with the 19, and then we will keep subtracting 3 from the 19. Take 3 from the 19. Take 3 from the 19. Take 3 from the 19. That's just what we are doing. So anytime we take 3, we have a counter to increase by 1. So this will keep track of how many times we've been able to deduct 3 from the 19. When we go 1, this will be 1. Another deduction here will be 2. So this will keep track of our counter. And when we deduct 3, what is left, we are putting that one back into the number. So if you have 19, if you subtract 3, we'll have 16. So we are putting that 16 back into the number so that we can subtract again. That is why this subtraction, we push it here. So when this condition is true, then in that case, this is the number of times 3 goes into 19. And whatever is left here is the remainder. That is what 3 cannot go into. So this should be it. So when we come out of the loop, we have something like let's say I'll echo. I'll have that is it, 3, something like this, goes into my number 19. 3 goes into 19. I'll say something like this. Can we all see it? This is the initial number we started with, that's a 3. So 3 goes into okay, this will also be a problem. It will be a problem here. Into, let's say 4 times. Are we okay? This will be problematic because we are replacing it. So at this time, this will not have the original 19 value again. The same situation we encountered yesterday. So let's run this code and see what we are supposed to get. This is a function. It's supposed to be function.php. What is that? Okay, we have to echo it. We don't need this. We don't need the poly what. We don't need it. So now let's test the function we just created. Please, let's always take note of this. This one, that is the function you built. So once you are done with this, it will not show in the browser. This is what will make it show in the browser when you echo your function. If it has some parameter, then you put in the parameter there. But just having this one, if you run, your browser will be empty. Sometimes it gives a clue that there is nothing like syntax error, but there can be logical errors, but no syntax error. So let's see if we display this. 3 goes into 1 times. You see the problem I said we will have. But 3 actually goes into 19. Is it 6 times? That is correct. Yeah, goes into. Okay, I didn't bring the remainder. Go into this times. Is it like this? Remainder the number. Yeah. So remainder num. So 3 goes into, this is the error. So 3 goes into this 6 times remainder 1. You get it? So in that case, what do we do to the 19? Good. That means the 19 you have to do backup first. Are we okay? So in that case, we will do a backup of the number. So we will have a number backup, bk up to be the. Let's push this one. Okay, this is outside the loop, so it will work. It will also be 19. But in that case, when you change the 19 top, you also have to change the 19 in the backup. You get it? But if I put this one in it, then if I change here to, let's say, 23, here will automatically be 23. No, when it enters here, you know, it's only the number that is working. This one is not here. So the 19, the 23 will now remain here. It's only this variable that is going through the loop. You know, when it gets here, it's not coming back to this place again. It keeps rotating itself here until it's done. Then it will continue. So once the assignment is done, but up here, it's done. It's not coming up here. But if we were to use this one also somewhere here in the loop, then that one too can be affected. Okay.
So if you say now and in the loop you are using
what is happening to the num is happening in the loop. Yeah, and there is nothing in the loop that is affecting this value you put here. Now let's see 23, 23. This makes sense to all of us. Yes. So let's test this and see. So what it is goes into yeah, okay, so you have to take this one, replace this. So 3 goes into 23 7 times, remainder 2. So space here small. That's it. 3 goes into 27 7 times, remainder 2. Now this is what I was saying. If I put this one here, we should achieve the same thing. It should achieve. So if I change here to, let's say 32, and I come here, it didn't change. 32. Okay. So 3 goes into 32 10 times, remainder 2. And the idea I was explaining is, this is 32, this is 32. So I'm putting this 32 inside this. The code is executing line by line. So after this line, it's going down. It's going down. Now when it gets here, it's doing everything in the loop. And the number is getting affected. When the number is affected, it's not coming back here to do this assignment again. The assignment is done once, because this assignment is not in the loop. If this assignment is in the loop, then every round the backup 2 will be replaced. But that one is outside the loop and it's not below, it's above. So it's gone past that stage. So it will be fine. So that is just that question. If I change the 3 to anything else like 5, it should work. 5 goes into 32 6 times, remainder 2. So we've been able to see how many times a number goes into the other without using the division sign. Are you okay? The whole idea is trying to let you see how you can think around loops. That is what these questions are trying to achieve. How you can think around loops. So that is it for this one. Now let's see what we have next. Where are we? I thought I gave this one to someone. Yeah, the 12. This is the one I gave to Malik, and I know he has killed it. This is the one I gave to Malik. Let's look at it. the 13. You know, there is a formula to find factorial of a number. So, typical example, let's say if we are given 3 factorial, this is 1 times 2 times 3. If we are given 4 factorial, that is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. If we are given 10 factorial, that is 1 times 2 times 3 times up to 10. Are you okay? So this one is easy if you are to do it. Let's say you have a function. Let's call it factorial. Factorial, something like this. Okay, so let's call the number factorial, and then let's say we are picking any number. I'm calling it n. Now what we are just going to do is multiply by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4, by 5, by 6 until we get to the number we are given. So we will do 1 times 2, then we put it in our, let's say, container, answer container. Then that answer we multiply it by 3, we revert, multiply it by 4, that answer we multiply by 5 till we get to n. That is all we have to do. So let's say let's do this so that we can push this one in it, and it will be a comment, or better still, let's push it here. So we will multiply it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to n. So we know where we are ending. If n is 10, we are ending at 10. If n is 20, we are ending at 20. So that gives a clue that we are going to use 4. So we are going to start not 0, we are going to start from 1. Are we okay? And then we are going up to the number that is n, the number we are going to find a factorial, and then we'll be increasing by 1. So that is all. We've gotten the structure. We just have to be adding. So let's say our answer. So our answer will be this one, then you multiply by your I, and that's all. Let's initialize this to 1 or to 0. If not, you will not get it. So that is it. Now if 0 times 1 will still be 0, so let's initialize it to 1. So 1 times 1 will still be 1. Okay. So this is it. Finding factorial of a number. This is all you need. 1, 2, 3 lines. Are we clear with it? So once the loop is done, any figure here, that is your factorial. So I'll say return this. That's all. So let's see what we can. Let's test it. So I'll echo factorial. Let's start from what we know. So let's say 4. What is 4 factorial? That is 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. That is 24. So we pray this one gives us 24. Cannot redeclare. Now what? Factorial. Okay, there's another factorial here. Okay, so let's fill it this way. Let's see A. So I was trying to overload it to do a function overload. Okay, this is the one Malik sent me. So let me take it away. But he saw factorial. But the question is not factorial. And so let's see this. So the answer is 24. That means 4 factorial is 24. So I think we can take away this. That should still give the 24. Now if I go here 5 factorial, that should be around 120. And if I bring 6 factorial, that should be somewhere 720. Now what this question is telling us is, what is the answer? 720. If we are given 720 now, how do we know which number gave us the 720? Are we okay? Like 6, right? And we got a factorial of 720. How do we get the 6 back? That's what this question is about. This question. It's not you finding the factorial. You've been given the factorial already. You are finding the reverse. Let's give a try. Is the question clear? You don't get it. We have 6 factorial is 720. So now I want to reverse it. If you are given 720, you want to get the 6. You get it? When we are given 4, we got 24 as the factorial. Now if you are given 24, you want to get the 4 back. That is what you want to achieve. Let's give it a try. This is all you need. This is the whole thing for factorial. This is it. So you have to reverse this. very big. Those who can see it clearly, I've maximized it. So there is no excuse. I'm thinking the answer is not coming. Do you have pen? No, it is there. So if number you give the number in the macro right. This is for example, if I give you 7 to it goes to the 6. If I give you 4, it goes to the 4. If I give you 5, it goes to 120. So the 5 levels, whose factorial make it 120? It says whose factorial make it 720. If I give 720, I'm expecting the 6. It's straightforward. It's straightforward. We are done. I'm seeing the but that is the original. You know what you get? Okay, good job. Really fast. Let's see the tree. As you can see, this one I'm not making it up. It's really simple. Let's say I have 24, right? So I'll just start multiplying. I'll multiply 1 by 2. What do I get? 2. I'll multiply by 3. What do I get? I'll multiply by 4. You see, so far as it's less than this, I'll keep multiplying. I'll keep multiplying until I get to either exactly this or a number close to this. That when I multiply, I'll go beyond this. In that case, I'll just count the number of times I've multiplied. That is the number. That is 6. Or like if this is giving me 2, this is 6, this is 24. So this gives 24. You understand? So if I want to know which multiplication was done to read this, is 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I've done 4 times of the multiplications. So that's the whole thing. You just hold the number there, let's say 720. Then in your loop, you start multiplying. You start 1 by 2, you check it. Is it up to this? By 3, is it up to this? By 4, is it up to this? By 5, is it up to this? By 6, is it up to this? When you get to this number, then the last multiplication you give, then that is it. That number's factorial is what will give you the 720. That is all. So you multiply by 1, you put it in a variable, your container. Then you multiply the container by 2 again. You multiply by 3. Then you'll be checking it against the value you've been given. So when you hit that value, then you stop. Or when you hit a point where when you multiply by the next, it will go beyond this. Then that means that is the number and they could be solved. It's a remainder. That means you can't get the exact value. Now you should be able to know the number of times you have to multiply to get close to that number. that is the whole show. Is it? Yeah, this is the reverse. This is the reverse. So I'm just assuming that definitely this is the format for factorial. And so if you give me like 1,800 and ask me, is it 10 factorial that gave this? Is it 11 factorial that gave this? I don't know. So I'll start multiplying from 1. I'll multiply 1 by 2. Multiply the results by 3. Multiply by 4. The results by 5. The results by 6. The results by 7. Until I get to this figure. If I multiply it by up to let's say 11, and that is what gave me this, then that means 11 factorial is this. That is the whole show. Let's see it here. So let's say this should go away. So I'm calling it reverse factorial. Reverse factorial. Let's say this time around we'll be given a number and then we are told to reverse it. So let's say this will be my count, right? So I'll have my count, I'll set it to 1. Then I'll come my for loop. I'm starting from 1. I'm starting from 1. I'm going to loop. While the number is less than what I'm giving. Keep looping while the 1 is less than the number I'm giving, and then you keep incrementing this. This one, this is good. So you have this. So okay, so what I will do is, let's have this. Okay, no, this therefore will be problematic. Let's use while, because we don't know the number of times we are going to multiply it. Are we okay? We are just going to do multiplication. We don't know the number of times we are going to, so we can't use this. So we are going to do it while our answer, while the answer is still less than the value we've been given. Yeah, I think this makes sense. Let's say when we multiply by 1, by 2, we'll be putting that answer in this. So while this one is still smaller than the number we've been given, we'll keep doing it. So that is the whole show. So then we will multiply. Okay, that should work. So we multiply this by this by our value. This will now be incrementing the count. So count plus plus. So the next loop count will be 2. The next one count will be 3. Count will be 4. Count will be 5, 6. And then you will be checking against this condition. So once it gets there, the value of count is actually the number that if you factorialize, you get that figure you've been given. So that is it. That is it. You might not even need this. Okay, that will increment it. That is fine. So let's see. If I echo this, reverse factorial, and then let's say I've been given we know 120 to be 5. If you factorial 5, you get 120. So we can start with that. So this should give us 5. Is less than. Okay, let's see what it gives us. It didn't give anything. Yeah, that is true. So I'll return the number of times I've multiplied. So this will always be the value. Returning this. No, just have to return count. Not count plus plus. Hey. So no, this is not plus. We are multiplying by 1, multiplying by 2, multiplying by 3. So hey, infinite loop. Are you bringing the answer, or what are you doing? So that means this condition is never getting to true. Is it? So yes, we have gotten an answer. We are not even getting. It's looping. So he has done well. I'm not getting an answer. Let's look at it again. So let's say the initial value is this. Answer is 0. Okay, 0 times this will be 0. So let's make this one 1. So 1 times 1 will be 1. this one will increase to 2. So it will be 1 times 2. That will be 2. So 2 will go here. Then 2 times 3. Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah. It got into infinite loop because here was 0. So if you do the calculation, it will be 0 times 1. That will be 0. So the second round, we are multiplying it by 0 again. So nothing is working. So if you reset this one to 1, that gives the 6. That means 6 factorial is 120. Now let's put the 24 and see if that will give us 4. That gives us 5. Let's see 720. If there is it 720 is 7, or supposed to be 6. So there is an increment of 1. Yes, because we initialize this to 1, so there is that 1 plus. So we just take it out, and then that's all. To give you the money. No, but it makes sense. We are supposed to start from ground, but we gave it 1 plus, so you have to take that one out. Come again. If I do 0, you know, you will multiply in here. So if it's 0, the whole thing will turn to 0. Are you clear? This is 0. So if you multiply by whatever figure is here, you still get 0, and you'll be infinite loop. So let's pretend we are giving it to them. Then we take it back finally, and that's all. It should work for any value you put. So if you put the 120 back, that should give the 5. And if you put the 24, that should give you the 4. So that is it. We didn't use 4 because we don't know the number of times we'll be multiplying the 1 by 2 by 3 by 4. That is why we couldn't use the for loop. The whole thing is, if you are coding in it, there is no like absolute format. It's your own thinking. That here, let me do this, let me do this. There is no laid down rule that declare this one A, then come to B, declare this one. As you go, you will know the like I need a container here, so let me declare that container to hold. Okay, I'm multiplying. Let me get something to be taking hold of the count for me. Then you will do your own thinking to say, okay, I need this variable to do the counting for me. Now let's look at this. There can be a challenge here. Let's say, so numbers is not exact. You get it? Let's say, for example, instead of 120, which we know to be 5, if I give 123, that it makes sense. You know 120 to be 5 factorial. Now I've given you 123. So you should be able to tell me 6 factorial is 120. Remember 3. You get it? You should be able to tell me 6 factorial is 120. Remember 3. Let's use the code to get that. If it's exactly 120, it will give you. But if it's 123, you see 6 factorial is 120, and 7 factorial is also way more than 720. After getting the right factorial, it will tell you it's remainder this. So let's trace our code to get that. This should be able to tell us. Yes, let's modify this. What I've done here. Let's just make some changes in it. No, you do it. No. Because I hope we are clear with it. If you have 120, exactly it will tell you 6 factorial is 120. But there's nothing like this. Because 7 factorial is 720. So that's 6 factorial. So it should be able to tell you 5 factorial is 120, remainder 3. Yes. Just modify this to achieve the remainder. Okay, that's fine. Abdul Jalil, you think it's big English?
Oh.
Let's. If you are to say you should write this in big English, you all run away. You see words you've never seen before. This guy, I like your Vimo. Just that it doesn't give results. Like, I can really see him like thinking. keep on. Very soon to start giving results. Like he'll be thinking like maybe in 5 minutes time he'll be saying yeah. He'll shake the head. He'll shake the head. Shall be well. Is it? Yeah. Definitely someday you start making sense.
Can you like the explanation you did not say
okay.
Before you said we should try the analysis.
Okay.
We said 5 factorial of this should be this.
5 factorial will give you 120.
So we should try and get the 5.
So the question is, if I give you this, which factorial is this? You get it? We know 5 factorial is 120. You get it? 6 factorial is 720. So which factorial is this? We know 6 factorial will give you 120. The 6, then you tell me, okay, 6 factorial gives 120, which is closer to the number. But there will be a remainder of 6. That is what we want to achieve. So if you are given exactly 120, it will tell you it's 5 factorial. But if you are given like any other number, then you say the factorial you got is 6, which will give you this, but there is a remainder of this. Because right when you add 1, it shoots to 720. Malik is now skinning the question, right? I mean, he kill ISD. So now they jade the skin. So skin am. I don't go there. But what you sent me is actually the factorial. But we want the reverse. Yeah. But he did well. He did a factorial and sent it to me. And this one there is straightforward. Is it? The question. 126 5 factorial will give you 120. You get it? What about if the value is this 128? Which number's factorial will give you this? You see, so in that case you tell me 6 factorial is 120. Remember 8. Yeah, that's what I want to see. For example, 6 factorial is 720. So if I give you anything like, let's say 28 or like 30, you should be able to tell me, yeah, the difference. 720 the difference as the remaining. That is all we want to achieve. We've done this one, so this one is out. The factorial is also out. I think this is what we did, the palindrome. We've done this one also. This one is easy. Okay, this is the one Salam did. And this one too, Razak did this. So, but I requested for some modifications. You've done it in the Slack. Okay. So starting from here, how is fair spelled these days? The latest version of so if let's return this, then so that you can see the full screen. Let me do this. Cost. So in that case, what I can do is I'll say message. Yeah, looks like the answers are making sense. Let's see. Wait, how far with the one we are doing? This one is straight away. What is that reverse? Here. Are you done? It's not working. You are getting wrong answer, or answer is not showing. 06. Okay. That the whole thing is that one should be able to fix it. You know, whilst doing the loop, we are storing it here. So when everything is okay, this should give the same amount, the same figure as this factorial. This answer here, it should give you the same value as if you do the factorial of this number. So let's see something. If we echo this one, okay, so let's say the 120. Let me close this. So you see, that answer should give you the 120. For example, if I come here and I put here 8, it should still give me that answer 120. This guy is not correct. This is it. 120. So what about if it's not up to 120? If it's 119 or 112? Which one are we returning? The answer you multiply by this. One two. Let's see 25. Are we sure the correct thing is outputting? This is 12. The value is 6. Now, the whole thing we want to achieve is straight away, if you want to use, you've gotten a container, the count that holds it. Are you okay? So if the count is giving you 6 and you multiply 1 to 6, that will give you the actual factorial. And then you subtract from the value you are given. That will give you the remainder. But that is requiring you to use another if, like for outside. Now, for example, I know this code will bring me the factorial. If it's 120, this I'm getting 6. It's 6 or minus 1, right? Minus 1. So it's supposed to give me 5. So if I have something like this, 128, let's see what is giving us. It's giving us 6, but which is wrong because 6 factorial is not this. So what you are going to do is you will take this one to a loop. If this is 6, so you take this one through a for loop. For let's say I starting from 1. You get it? And then we have I should be less than this. But you know this is already minus 1. So it should be less than this. Something like this. And then we have I plus plus. So if I do addition of this, that will give me the actual factorial. Doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. See something the first part of the while loop, I'm tracking it. How many times do I have to multiply? How many times do I have to multiply? This one will keep increasing. So if this one gets to, let's say I have 128. When this one gets to 6, or like when this one gets to 5, then that is 5 factorial. That would be 120. So I just have to take the actual factorial of this number. Then I'll get a value for that. Then I'll now subtract it from the actual number I've been given. The difference will be the remainder. So for example, if I'm given this and I come here, let's say I have a variable, let me call it remainder, is equal to 0. So inside this, I will do remainder equals to remainder times this. I'm just working another factorial of the number I've gotten in the count. And finally, this number, or the original number I've been given, minus this one I've gotten, that will be the remainder. Yeah, minus this will be the remainder. Let's say if you are given 128, you've worked and you've gotten 5 as the factorial for 120, and then it will be a remainder of 8. So this code is supposed to give us 8. Let's test it and see. Good. Here, up, it's saying syntax error less than. You know, this is better than you getting wrong answer. If you say syntax error, then you know you can fix it. On line 260. So I here, it should be less than this. I plus plus, then the remainder should be this. So this minus 128. How can this bring 128? Yeah, remember, but I'm changing the value here. Count minus 3. This is count. So it's producing the same thing. It's not serious. No, the remainder is supposed to change here. This is supposed to change the value of the remainder. Okay. So something like this. Let's see how we can adjust this. Okay, this makes sense. So the remainder starting from 1 should be less than minus 1. Okay, so I think we are now making sense. Please, is the code all right? So if we have like 30, it has to take the 120 out, which will give us the 5 factorial. Then it will tell you remainder this. So you see, that means there is a 10 remainder 10. So that is it for if you want to if you want to get a remainder. No, the whole thing is, yeah.
I thought
Oh yeah, from here you can move on. No. So if you've gotten the factorial, you can do the concatenation. The problem was getting this value, and you've gotten it, isn't it? And so that is the whole thing. If I come here, I can just say the first one is let's see. Okay, the counter is not changing, so we can still use the counter. So I can say this factorial. This factorial is the actual number shall have this factorial gives this amount. This factorial gives this. Remember this. Something like this. So come again. I'm looking at it to see what I'm written makes sense. So 6. My counter will now hold it, or it should be. We started with 1, so it will be counter minus 1. This factorial gives okay, I need to take away this. So this factorial gives this. Remember this. So let's see. 6 factorial gives, that's it. Is it? And what figure did we put? 6 factorial 120. You are supposed to get 5. So you know, here when we were echoing this, we did minus 1 because of the one we started with. So what I can do here is, to be on the safer side, I can pass it to a variable so that I can continue. So I'll call this, let's say, holder is equal to count minus 1. I'm thinking if the count value will be changed here. That is what I'm thinking around. So let's see here. So minus 2. 5 factorial gives this answer. So that's it. I'm now thinking why I subtracted 2. That if you subtract 2, it works. It works. So 5 factorial gives 120. Remember 10. So 1 here. So it was supposed to be this is supposed to work. 7 factorial. It's working. The code is working, but I can't explain it. It's working. 120. 5 factorial gives 120. Remainder 10. We were giving 130. So it's working. But if you ask me why I can't, that's why I'm trying to see why I have to subtract 2 from here. I know from up here coming, you subtract 1. If I was to return the count from here, I will have subtract 1. But I'm trying to see how this loop is working with the count. That requires me to do another subtraction. Hey, that is it. If you can't explain, move on. it's working. I don't know why I have to subtract 2 from it.
The answer to our
Is it?
The answer to our
No, the answer, it hasn't changed. I changed the values. This is it. The answer is correct. I don't know why it's working. Up to this point, I now have to subtract 1. But I can't get my head around what is happening here. That requires me to subtract 2 before this has to work. So let's move on. We thank God it's working. Is it? I was subtracting. Like here. Yeah. First I was subtracting count. Yeah, first when I was returning here, that makes sense because we started the count with +1 already. So we have to subtract 1 from it to get the actual count we want. This one makes sense to me. But why it went through the another loop and it's not giving me that same value I need here? That is what I don't understand. But I thank God it's working. So let's move on.
You know from where you were working in doing the computation, since that relation goes since we were doing minus
the whole thing is I thought I should be able to use the count here direct, but that holds a value of I think 6. What have I done? This should go, one should go away. You see, it's even holding 7. So that is where I'm trying to get my head around where it increased. Why it increased. That's why I'm trying to get my head around. Now figure it out. Let's go. Now this is the one Stella did. Let's try to understand the question. These are the transport rules, right? Once you get inside the car, you pay 2 Ghana. Now the first kilometer is charged 1 Ghana cedi. Let's shift the English. Yesterday we realized some ambiguity in it. Now the next 5 kilometers is charged 5 Ghana cedi per kilometer. Then the next 10 kilometers is charged 10 Ghana cedi per kilometer. Any excess kilometer is charged a fixed price of 30 cedis. So we want to check out. We want to check, based on your kilometers you travel, how much you are supposed to pay. So from this, if someone travels 3 kilometers, how much is the person supposed to pay? Let's do mental calculation. By this structure, if someone travels 3 kilometers, how much is the person supposed to pay? Someone said 5 cedis. So once he gets into the car, 2 cedis is there. Now he has traveled 5 kilometers, right? So first one will attract 1 cedi. That will be 3 cedis. He's left with 4 kilometers. And that 4 kilometers each cost 5 cedis.
For 3 kilometers.
He has traveled 5 kilometers. 5 kilometers. This one is automatic, right? Out of that 5, the first one he will pay 1 cedi. That is 3 cedis. The remaining 4, he will pay 5 cedi each. That will be 21 plus this one. Everything is 23. So let's check and see what Salam gave us. Is it waiting? So let's see what Salam is giving us. Let me comment mine. We got then that means that you had different understanding. This is it. Once you get into the car, you are paying 2 cedis. Now, a kilometer, you get it. The first kilometer you take is 1 cedi. That is 3 cedis. Now, next 5 kilometers, each kilometer will cost 5 cedis. But he's not covering 5 here. He's covering 4. Because his 1 kilometer is already here. So he's left with 4 kilometers. And for these 4 kilometers, 1 kilometer is 5 cedis. So here he will pay 20 cedis. If he covers the whole 5 cedis, then that will be 25. But here he's paying for 20 cedis, that is 4. And then here he's paying for 1 cedi, and then here is 2 cedis. That will be 23. Come again. Yes, the 5 kilometers. Yeah, if you cover that full, you pay 25. Which flat one? Yes, 2 cedis. Yeah, that's 2 cedis. If the person cover here full, that's also 25. Make
You said the first 1 kilometer.
yes.
The person pays
1 city. Yes.
Then
The next 5 kilometers.
That means the first kilometer is not part of the 5.
No, it's not part of the 5.
And then the calculation is a step at a time. My senior brother is calculating from the 5-kilometer section where he's getting 25 again. Adding the
No, the person didn't cover all the 25 oh. Because he has spent 1 kilometer here already. So he's left with 4 kilometers. That is going into the 5 kilometers.
The next 5 kilometers is charging him 5 cents per kilometer.
Yes.
That means after 1 kilometer, you'll be charged 5 cents per kilometer.
Yes, yes.
That means the one. If you are traveling 1 kilometer, you only pay 1 cent. But if you are traveling 2 kilometers, you are paying 6 cents.
6 cities, yes.
Then our calculation.
So like each stage we have to do each stage we have to do.
Let's see. We have it here. Let's say we are starting from point A, right? Once you get in, you are paying to Ghana. The first kilometer from here to point B, let's say 1 kilometer, you are paying 1 Ghana. The next 5 kilometers, right? So here from the start, let me here will be 6. Does it make sense? So point C, and then here will be 5 kilometer, and then here you will pay 5 Ghana each per kilometer. Yeah. So per kilometer. Then the next 10 kilometers. So if you have to extend this, that from the starting point, that should be somewhere 16 or 16 kilometers. So up to here, this is point C, so point D, end of point D, that means the person has covered 16 kilometers. And each one is 10 cedis per kilometer. Then anything else is charged a flat rate of 30 Ghana per kilometer. So this is the structure we have to work with. No, how much you pay for kilometer depends on which road you cover. I'm going for 9 Let's see this example. The person is covering 9 kilometers. You get it? Out of the 9, 1 kilometer is falling within this price. Yeah, okay. you'll be left with 8 kilometers. The 8 kilometers, 5 is falling in this range. And then the remaining falls in this. It will remain 3, right? So that means the person is alighting somewhere here. That means the person is alighting somewhere here. So if that is where you are alighting, that means you pay this one city. There's 2 cities here already.
Yeah.
Plus this one. You've covered this distance. And it's 5. And each one is 5. So at this distance, you are paying 25. This is plus the 1, right? Plus 25. Then you've not jumped into this category. And for this, you are covering 3 kilometers. And each kilometer is 10. So then that means plus 30. This is the amount the person will pay. No, the idea is as you go, people get down. So literally it's like the driver will not be going with just small people. So he has to increase the price to adjust taking you to your home.
So what about if I'm doing like more than the kilometers?
No, whatever the driver will take you.
Will I be charged the crazy kilometer?
Which kilometer? What is the distance from your house to your car? To the station? Just give any distance.
Like, okay, let's say like 15
Now, let's see. He's saying 15, right? These are the categories. Once you set foot in the car, you are paying 2 Ghana. Then the car will start. When it covers first kilometer, you pay 1 cedi, right? The next 5 kilometers, you pay 5 each. So plus 5, 5. That's how many cars so far? 6. You've covered 6. Now, up to here, it's not reaching here. 15, so he's somewhere here. So inside this is supposed to be, from here to here is how many kilometers? 10. So that means he's covering 9. So 9 times 10, and that would be 90. So this is how much he will pay.
So I was saying, in my gym, we can see 6 kilometers.
Which kilometer?
The 10, 5 to me, I'm going beyond it. The first 5 of it.
No, the one you gave is not going beyond. They give another kilometer and let's wait.
Okay. Let's assume
50.
50. Yeah, 50.
Yes, so he has changed his house. So he's now here. He gets into the car. Once you step foot in, 2 Ghana, you pay it. Then first kilometer, you are paying 1. The next 5 kilometers, you are paying 5. Then you have another 10, which is 10, right? So that's how many kilometers has covered so far? 16. Anything beyond is charged 30. That's how much? Up to here is 16. It's going 15. So that means you are going to pay plus 50 minus 16 times 30.
Any access
kilometer
charge
Yes. So from here, From this point is an excess.
So the excess, you are just charging 30 cedis.
No, per kilometer. Per kilometer.
Does that mean if I see this kilometers, every kilometer will pay 30 cedis?
Once you go beyond 16, know that you're somewhere in Goko. The driver has to But because of you, I know he's taking you. Okay. Yeah. But I think now you can adjust it with this understanding.
You said 80 excess kilometers.
Yeah. No, you see, that was the ambiguity I was talking about. You see, here was limit per kilometer, here was each. So the question should actually read a fixed price of 30 per kilometer. I was doing the correction, I didn't read it. That's the ambiguity I was talking about. Then the question through event application.
You are just thinking that you will add 30 cedis.
Let's use 10 minutes to run and see what we can get. Modify yours also. Let's give a try, 10 minutes. Yeah. You can modify yours to achieve this. I think this one, I deserve to say it's easy, right? This one, no, there's no value for me. Anyway, this one is straight away thinking. Yeah, you look at me for like street kids. Yeah, thinking is straight away. This one, you can have an easy tip. This can be a constant or a variable. The points, just mark them as variables. Whether it's 16 and something or like yeah, D. So those points, just mark them as variables, and that's all. Using two. So if the distance the message travel is greater than, let's say, this variable, and now we have to add these previous variables together. Are we making headway? This one there shows that with mass calculation. If you can't work it, then maybe you should sit in the car and you cheated. Yeah, of course. If you can't sit in the car, you cheated. America, music of I've seen it. Let's see how Malik, where have you reached? Okay, so you can produce here. This part is working. So let's see how we can go through quickly. Oh, I think it will not even affect math. So let's see. If we look at the question, once you get into the car, you are going to pay this amount, right? So these two cities, there's no way you can skip it. So let me see. Let me call it car distance or travel cost. I'm calling it this, and let me see number of kilometers. So I'll say number. I know this is how the signature has to be. I'll take a number, then I'll do the calculation inside. Now, so I have these conditions to look at. 2 cities, that one is fixed, so I can say start, that is equal to 2 cities, right? So a kilometer cost, so I'll say kilometer cost, that is, or I can call it first kilometer. First kilometer, I can have it. I'm marking the points, and that is why I'll use the if to look at it. So the next one is next 5. I will have next 5, and that one is 5 cedi per kilometer. Then the next 10, so I'll have next 10, that is 10 cedi per kilometer. Then anything else, SS, so I'll call it SS, I hope the spelling is right. SS is 10 or 30, XS is 30. So these are the marking points I need. That is all. So I'll say let's say answer to 0. So if the distance is less than 1 kilometer, so if, let's make this one distance so that it will make sense to us. So if distance is less than, if it's less than if it's less than 1, you know what I'm thinking? If the person travels half 1 kilometer, so let's say we are charging that one only when he gets to the end of the 1 kilometer. Are you okay? We are ignoring the fact that this 1 kilometer, the person can travel 500 meters. If it's if it's less than 1, the person will pay only the 2 cedis. That is. So if it's 1, the person will pay. If it's less than, then you say answer is equal to once you get in the car, the 2 cedi there, you pay it. It's constant. No, that is what I was considering. Unless you cover the 1 kilometer. Let's assume unless you reach the 1 kilometer before you pay that. You get it? So if the distance is 1 kilometer, then the person will pay 3 cedis. So then you say else if the distance. What is remaining is this else if. That's all. So else if distance is equal to 1, then the person will pay. The answer will be this fixed price, right? The start plus the first cost the person is to pay. That's all. And molecular, I know. Else if distance is distance is less than or equal to this, right? No, equal to that is 5, so that will be 6 kilometers, right? Does it make sense? If it's this, if it is this, the person will pay separate for the first one, and then he will pay 5 cedi for the remaining. So in that case, this will be for the first 1 kilometer because the person will also pay the constant. So we have answer is equal to this gives for the first the fixed price and the 1 kilometer, then plus whatever is remaining, which will be 6 minus 1. So yeah, that would be 6 minus 1, that is 5. So times 5 per each. Does it make sense? So
then why not plus next 5 times 5?
this is giving 5. Okay. I realize I need a variable here because this doesn't make sense. So this way, yeah, this makes sense. So that is it. We are done with this distance also. So that is it. The next stage also, you will have this plus this, then plus the remainder, which will now handle a distance will take, I think, 10. Yeah, the distance will take 10. So that is it. So else, if it's less than, if distance is, then that means we can replace this one here. Does it make sense? So we have else if the distance, we can have it this way, as if the distance is this, if the distance is less than or is equal to this, then the person will pay for that fixed 2 cedis, right? Plus the cost of the first 1 kilometer, which is this. So you'll have answer is this one. This is the start. This is the first cost. Then plus the next 5. And then plus this next 5. That will be next 10. Next 10 minus next 5. Then you multiply by 10 each. Come again. You know, the first 5 that you are getting, you know, you have, let's say now 10 kilometers. So the first 5 is 1 CD, right? That is this one. This is the startup cost. Now you are left with 9. That 9, the next 5, each one is costing 5 CDs. So out of that 9, you've also budgeted for 5. So you have to know how many of the kilometers is left. Then you now budget that one for 10 CDs each. That is why you are taking the 5 out. Like if you want to budget from here to here, you have to take this one out. You don't get it. Let's say I'm here. I know this one, I've factored it. I took this one away, 5. Then I'll budget for that one. Now I need to budget only from here to here. So I have to take this one out. That's why I did the subtraction from it this way. So that is it. Now if it's bigger than this, okay, let's still have it in if. I wanted to see if that can be the else part. So if the distance if it's greater than excess. Now let's look at our figures again. At point D, what is the kilometers? From the start. At point D, it's point 16, or 16. Okay, that means here should be 16. So anything above 16, you get it? Anything above 16 from start to point D, anything above the 16 should be excess. So anything above the 16, that means you need the same thing. Your answer will be the start plus the first distance you've covered plus the price for this, right? So the price for that will be 5 times next 5 times next 5. You are starting from here. When the person covers a distance beyond 16, if you check from here, you realize this 30 cities, it starts from 16 kilometers going. If you start from here, you know, here is 1 kilometer. You have 5 kilometers here. That is 6. Then you have 10 kilometers. That is 16. So anything above 16 is why you are charging 30 cities per kilometer. Yeah.
From the end where you have the 5 kilometers to the D, is also 10 kilometers wide.
This is 1 kilometer, right? Yes. From here to here is 5 kilometers. So from here to here is 10 kilometers. 16. So the 16 is actually from here to here. Yes, from scratch to it's 1 kilometer. From here to here it's 5 kilometers, making 6. Yeah, then from here to here is 10 kilometers, making 16. This 16 actually is from here to here, not just this small one. This is a typo. So that is it. The calculation, where are we even? We've gotten the start, we've gotten the 1 kilometer, we've gotten the 5 kilometers. So then what again? Now we are coming to the next. That is the 10. That is 10. So we'll have 10 times, then the next 10. Then plus whatever is left. You get it? So whatever is left, that one will be the distance minus 16 or minus the excess. So and then you multiply that by 30 cities. That's 30 per each. Logically, this is how it will work. But I foresee maybe typo errors and other things. So let's see if this makes sense to us. We have this, we have this, and then we have this. This is the structure we have to get. So let's first see the errors. So of course, if error doesn't come, I'll be surprised. Hey, are you sure? And so I'm expecting this code itself. That's why I just put anything here. It's supposed to give me an error. Or it's a variable. Okay. So let's go and see our errors. Is it? Yeah, if not yet. So let's echo, and then let's give, for the initial ones, I'm confident it will work. So if the distance is 0, we are supposed to see only 2 CDs. Undefined variable distance, yes. Alhamdulillah, this one we can solve it. So let's find distance. Whatever if written distance and there's no $sign attached to it. Yes, distance. So okay, that is what it's even saying, the double A. Okay, we've not returned anything, right? So if we come here, then you return answer. Two CDs. This one there, if it doesn't work, then there's problem. So let's see if it's 2 kilometers, right? Or let's do 1. 1 should give us 3 CDs. So 1 is giving us 3 CDs. Now let's see 4. This is where the headache starts. 4 kilometers, is it correct?
Yes.
It's correct.
But it goes to be the first 6 kilometers.
Okay. Then I'm going, you know, if it's
It's supposed to be
23, it's given us 28. So let's see. If it's 1, then here, if it's less than or it's equal to 4, you will have this plus this. Oh, okay. So it will be this minus this. Yeah, it will be this minus this. So this one is correct.
Yes.
Okay. So now let's move to the next. Which one? Let's say 10. So let's give 10. Let's check and see the value 10 will give us. The code. I'm looking at this. Let's verify this if this is what you're supposed to get from the graph. The rule is 10 kilo. Distance is 10 kilometers. So what are we supposed to get? It's supposed to be 68. The 4 cities. The 4 kilometers. Was it 4? If I put 4 here, right? 23.
And it's 78.
There is 2 already. 2 already the person will pay. Yeah, 3 cities. We are left with 3 kilometers. Yeah. 5 cities. Yes, 15. But that is 21. Or what's supposed to be? 23. This is 2 cities. This is 3 cities. We are left with 3 kilometers. And the 3 kilometer, each one is 5 cities, 15 plus 3. That should be 18. And we are getting 23. It's making sense. If you put 4, we are supposed to get 18, not 23. So let's see. 4 falls here. So this is it. Then the value we are picking minus, I think it's supposed to be n. It's supposed to be the distance. So whatever value they are giving to us, the value they are giving to us minus the first cost, then we multiply it by this 18. Yeah, this makes sense. So let's see the 10. The 10 is giving us 78. That too should be wrong. Or is correct? Yes, do it. It's on the board. We have 2 cities, 1 kilometer, that's 3 cities, right? So we are left with 9. That 9, we can take 5 here. 25 plus our 3. 28. We are left with 4 kilometers. So that 4, that's 40. 68. And this boy is telling us 78. You see? Minus, that minus 10 will not work here. So, if the distance is this, we are getting this, the first one plus this. Okay, so it makes sense. So this one should be, what did I do subtraction? Times 5. It should be distance, this distance minus the first 5. Okay. This is next 5. So if it's 10, so we have 2 cities here, we have 1 city here, so that is 1. Then we need 5 here, so that 5 is this 5. We need 5 times this one, then we'll be left with 4. How do we get the 4? The 4 is the distance minus the 5. What are we not getting right? We have 10 kilometers. First kilometer is 1 city. We'll be left with 9. The 9, we've gotten this 25. So we'll be left with 4. So next 5 is 5. Okay, so it should be this. You have to subtract the first one also, the first 1 kilometer. So minus this. Yeah. Wait. Someone should figure it out. But I think at this level we can take it home and fix it. It's 5 already. So on this note, we say what's salam. You see? You for kill him. Slack. Okay, don't worry. I'll slack it. That mail came because I got error that is rejected.
Error?
Yeah, like it bounced back. The mail. I got a message that it bounced back. Don't worry. Okay. You just have to look at the rule. You know how to do your subtractions to work. If the distance is less than or equal to 10, the start plus the cost, we've gotten 1, then plus the next 5, then that is 5, then plus are you sure this answer is wrong? So we have 25, 25. So we have 25 plus 4, and that plus 40 plus 3, 68. Okay, and it's getting 88. So So that's it. Let's take it home. We've closed. Agile programmer, go and continue. I say go and fix it in the house. Yes. So that you debug it. plus. It's plus. You know, there's bracket here, so you have to add all this and subtract it from the distance. So that's it. This is also working. Now let's see distance like 56 or the 50 the guy gave.
Submit. This is called.
It's good. You have to do it pen drive. Doesn't use internet. That's why it's called local area connection. So take away this. So we have to do away with so go to your machine and key in this one. Key in this. That one is 20. When you look at them well. See, that one is correct. That one comes with it. 254. Check it again. It's okay. That one cries not necessary. So if I come here, or if I go to my network place, I'll go to my network place. So if you go to network, enable, turn on network discovery. Okay, okay. See something. This part that is supposed to be different. You see, so my machine number is 200, so you should use something different, like 201 or 1 or 2. It's from 1 to 255.
Only that part.
Yeah, only that part. Yeah, everything else should be the same. You see, mine is now coming. So I'm supposed to see you here. So enter your username and password here. This machine's username and password. Yeah, the one you are using to log in. So you enter it here. That is wrong. You go here. Come here. What are StarHub. The username is StarHub. It's not up. This StarHub. What was the password you type? Name. So you see there is nothing there yet, so you have to share your one of these drives. Go to properties. Then I'm going to share it. Upon sharing, share this. Then this can share. I should see that right. So if I open that, means I can copy everything I need. So if I move this one here, this is your drive. So if I come here,
Hey, Malik.
It's working. Okay. I'm looking at the one and the last. The first and the last. That may be the last one. We can capture more things, maybe instead of just toilets. You get it? Once the app is ready, you can connect to the then you can feed in more data. Okay, I think I'm here to copy this. You get it? Maybe it should be the nearby toilet, nearby mosque, nearby church, nearby anything. That would be. Maybe like community utilities, anything or like amenities, social amenities, you know. Maybe nearby school, anything.
Would it be like a ground regime?
No, I don't think it will be. But my interest is, once you do something like this, it shows you to the technology behind it. So indirectly, it's like a learning platform. So whichever idea comes, you know where to start. It's just one range that their first idea will be their groundbreaking. You have to try this to know where you roll this out. Then definitely one way. I think that's it. It's that is for example, the assignment I gave to this guy, Jelly, in the technology behind it, I'm interested. Not the idea to say that it should be groundbreaking, but once you get that thing, you understand the technology. Anything that will come relating to GPS, okay. There are different. Different ideas. Yeah, they are all different. Okay, this can be good. The fourth one. How will that one? The color. How will that work?
On my way to riches. What is it? Okay. The day he was born, that was the day they invented selfie. He said about 70 years ago.
Let the gym do.
So you are a established citizen.
What is it? Also, so far. I thought I was going to 45 years. Yalis. What's up with the film? What do you mean? So, I'm Kanda. Or 40. When I was saying with you. Wait. They are forcing to grow. They are forcing to grow. Yes, that's forcing to grow.
Okay.
I think your phone give you but you know the life. I was like, you are that. What? The
yeah. God will live more.
Mr. Jani, you got already. I think back having that.
Oh, yeah, come on in there.
Want to be making reference to them. So there's 7. And the best was so how is that supposed to operate? Let's say my wish list. Yeah, I put my wish list on the app. What is next? You schedule already, oh?
So, say for example, your wish.
That's daily, if I'm right. Or
Yeah. No, long term.
Any long term.
Not really
Okay.
on daily basis. Like, for example, you want to be a doctor. The wish is you want to be a doctor. So the app should be able to search for, say, some of the requirements or some of the meaningful details you need for you to be able to become a doctor. So, for example, you study science in school, let's say SS,
yes. And it's no 5-star.
So it's really going to be the guidelines.
Like career path.
Yeah, so the guidelines and possibly suggest people you should meet. The people you will be able to or possibly linking to certain websites to be able to read more about that which you
In that case, you would have to really I don't know if the word is right, like pragmatic guidelines, like real guidelines. Because there are, this is site already where like counseling of career. There are things like that. Whichever career you want to do, there are things you can do. But if you are able to really give, like, this is why maybe you should do at the elementary. This is what you're supposed to do at this stage. This course, you're supposed to pass it. This course, you're supposed to get at least this to qualify for. These are the possible universities that offer those courses. This is the minimum you have to get for this university. This is the minimum you have to get for this university. This is how long you are going to spend there. These are the possible things. Real to bring that difference. And maybe just general reading and pragmatic. If possible, those little advice, maybe the paper you can link to. Maybe not exactly to get their name, but maybe how they manage to achieve it. And maybe if the person doesn't get linked to maybe successful people in that form, how they manage to achieve that goal. Just like their reading habits, and things like that. It depends on real down teachings it will be. That is what will make it. Other than that, if I want to be a doctor, there are so many sites, there are so many counseling videos. But if I'm really able to know exactly to the core the information I need, so that would like I always say, my guiding principle always is how Facebook started. So I haven't tried ideas. If you have to go back in time and someone you are there, if you are an investor or like angel investor, someone is coming to pitch his proposal to you, all he's coming to do is, I want to create a page where I will put those pictures there, others will see it. No one will invest in such an idea because you ask her how are you going to get money from it. But that's how Facebook started. It wasn't anything sensible. But when it came out, the added features, then you realize well, it is set up. So, because for now, whichever project you will pick, the first thing you are achieving is you are learning technology behind it, and that you can apply it in any other field. So even if that particular idea is not groundbreaking, when you get a groundbreaking one, you know where to start. And that is how I look at it. That is how I look at it. So many ideas have come to my mind. No, that you realize, no, this doesn't make sense. But it helps you to learn certain technologies that like you add to your suit. So you can say, I can develop in this. So if it's not even groundbreaking, you are achieving that. I don't know if I've said it before, because if you are not working on a project, you can't learn. And if it's not like the project is fake, you don't even know where to start. Then you go and read. This is how you start it. You come and start. You do small, you look. You go and read. This is how this part is done. Then you go and learn, you come and do it. And that is the best way to learn programming. That's the best way to learn programming. That is it. But for this one, This one. It has to do with, it has to also have similar technology as this. It alerts of unwanted criminality. It also have an alert process. So how will it detect a criminal? Or the person has to detect the criminal and give that alarm?
Yeah, so the person will detect it and give it an alarm.
Okay. So if I suspect someone, then I'll give the alarm. I don't know whether it's your group or I once talked with someone on this concept, and I asked the person, like, what is the short form in the current system? What is the short form in the current system? Like, for example, in this current one, for this alert and other things, there are short codes for fire services, for police, and other things. So, what is the weakness of that system? I was even telling the people, like, they have to make arrangement. If it's police commander or CI, anybody in charge of such systems, to have a thorough discussion how the existing system works, and that will pull out the weaknesses in it. For example, what are the challenges they are really facing if someone shaking? You get it? And the short code, someone saying, hey, where is this line? This is one of their biggest challenges. So any system coming now should be able to handle that. Any utility system coming out should be able to report, find a solution to that people not faking. And that is something that we have to research into. And secondly, I was telling the person, like, the person was making an argument like the existing code before maybe the police will come to you to delay and other things. And I told him there are two challenges. One, they don't have enough resources, and then these big things. And then thirdly, direction. Third is direction. Where are you? I'm here. Where? Hey, but if they go that direction, like how Uber works, once you move your car from here, the map will be directing you to where the person is. Pass here. You see, that will handle the wrong direction. This at our end. For example, if it's at the district level, the district will have one patrol car. So if they call here, there's another issue here. It's much better than that latency that there is nothing we can do about it. But I think if direction, which we can use this data addresses they are using. If not Google, we can use this. Houses are now relocated, so we can use that API too. So when the person calls, you know exactly where he is standing. Yeah, you know exactly where the person is standing. This thing can give direction. That is one. And then we have to really think around that fake call. How do you detect it's fake? That's really challenging. Was it last week there about? I was just coming out of the room. Someone's radio. It's like radio station. They were discussing it. The data came out. How many fake calls they get in a month? It's around 7,000 or so. That's just fake. That's it.
I thought it ended with us. When we were going on, when it was the boots.
Yeah.
I thought it ended with
No.
So someone will use his phone to do the calling for fun.
Person will do for calling. And you know, you can just buy phone and simulate your own. And that's it. And honestly, sometimes you don't see the value in it. Like, what do you gain? If a child is doing it, it's fine. But like, grown up, good number is so off my mind. These are the challenges I'm seeing. But if you really get someone who is there, you sit with the person like 2 or 3 hours, you can really get the key aspects of the weaknesses in the existing system. And then you incorporate that into your project. So once you are coming back out, it's doing what others are doing already, plus additional features. So definitely security is an area the government has interest in. Security, health, agri, and education. These areas, if any technology is coming that will enhance any of these areas, the government will have interest in it. So I think that one you can do more research into. And that is, first of all, getting a user. Getting a police. Either police or CID or anybody who uses the system. You can first of all send a letter to them that you are doing this. You want to have a discussion with them on how they will do you get it. It has to be official. If you are none of the projects listed here can be done before you finish this.
No, I'm talking about the, how do you call it? Going to ask. Okay, are you still addressing that?
Yeah.
I mean, going to ask them, and you know, usually these bureaucratic processes, if you send a letter, they might even call you next 2 months or even next 2 months.
Well, then we have no option. But the user has to be part.
So you will have to sit in, you will have to be there waiting for their response.
Yeah, you need to do that meeting with them. You really need to. And if not, it will be like you just develop code you don't put on them.
And might not be necessarily
addressing the. So the whole person will do this alert, but you have to really get the challenges they are facing.
I mean, this man, they are the first time. He did chance body like once. No, you see, no,
God willing, tomorrow. So, under what circumstance? I'm looking at point 6. Under what circumstance will you have the need to access someone's camera?
Okay, so this one, it was just lighting. Like for example, you want to snap someone. You want to snap someone, and the person lighting, you would want to see how you are capturing it. So the person will be able to access your camera on his phone.
I'm not getting it. Like I am taking a picture or.
Yeah, you are taking a picture.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would be on my end, you are taking a picture. But I should be able to have access to your camera. I mean, the view of the camera on my phone. So there should be some synchronization between yours and mine. So whatever you do, I would see it on mine. So I don't need to tell you, do this, do that, or I would shift myself or something. Okay, this was just like not really selected initial.
Yeah, it depends. If there is really the need to, say, the typical example, remotely someone can access your computer's camera, but that was for a bad purpose. Like, just take control of your camera, you don't know. You live by your computer, but your computer is calling you, but you don't know. So that is there, but it's not for this course. Not for this course.
Depending on that, Windows and the camera.
Okay. So that is a tenant and communication app that will allow landlords to find and communicate to potential tenants directly. That's in the dealer. This is two ways. The landlords is that they don't like middlemen.
The landlords. Okay, the liking.
Or like they don't like their work. They wish they would interact with
themselves.
Yeah, with the customers direct.
Yeah.
If I know,
it's not all the case. Even sometimes the middlemen, you know, they are advantageous, and sometimes they are not, especially to the tenants, not the landlords.
Yeah.
To them, because if you go to Accra, for example, the cost the tenants would incur in getting, let's say, a room, okay, more often than not comes close to the actual money they will be paying if they succeed in getting one. So, for example, you would have to pay money for the middleman to go and show you the particular place. If you are not comfortable with that place, you have to pay for another, venue he would send you. So the number of venues you go and you'll be displaced, you will have to be paying until you get what you want. So usually the landlords will not be affected by this, but the potential tenants. Usually they are the disaffected ones in the chain.
I think it's somehow similar to hearing Kumasi. But my little experience so far, maybe they combine, I don't know. But you don't pay per visit for every room you pay. For example, the first location I went, I paid a registration fee of 50. And that is, once you register, you become a customer until you get a room. So if the time you register, let's say you had 3 available, you go and show you the 3. If you don't like, you are on hold. When another room comes, he will show you.
On the same registration fee?
Yeah, on the same registration fee. And then when you finally settle, then whatever figure you are paying, you pay 10%. You will get 10% out of that. So that is how the
so this percentage of this percentage of wouldn't it be off if you say find a way of connecting the real people themselves?
Yeah, to getting the landlord. If you take GoLS for example, or the Mikasa or There are landlords who put them by themselves. There are some of the rooms you will see there's no agent, they will stay there. There's no agent in between. They normally state it. But this one they will say there's an agent fee of.
Agent fee.
But this one they will say no agent involved. And so those who really want to do it direct, they still have that platform they can go. What I actually find out is, one, especially who are into real estate, fully real estate, adding that is a work for them. Yeah, that's what I found out. Taking the client round is a work for them. Not like those who have just some one room, and those who are actually into this business. For example, where I hired first, where I was alone, the man had that store was about 80 rooms, and since then he has done another building. And from my source, I'm told the man has possibly the agent exaggerated. He said 50, so I normally assume they say 10. 10-story building in Kumasi here, and he's around 65 plus. So many, he's always busy with managing his business, and so practically he can't. That I have to go and show you here, go and show him, he can't. So even if you see him and there is a room, he won't negotiate with you. He will tell you to go and see agent. Because he can't handle that. All he needs is when it's time for payment, then do the agent will come, you pay. Then he will tell, go and show him the room, or like go and hand over the keys to him. And so those who are actually into that business, they've seen that whole thing as another big work that they don't want to get involved. But once you get there, they renew whatever the agent doesn't come in again. But that initial steps, anybody who is actually into this renting as a full-time business, is a big work for if the person has to take you. So they prefer them getting the amount they require. You see, if I know I'm renting it for it's 1,000 a month, like 100 cedis a month. If agent comes in and I'm still getting my 1,000, then I don't care. The work is off my head. And so the agent will add his share and then it will increase. So it's actually increased, but the landlord will prefer that than if he has to handle you direct. But if you just one room, always this is the place you have to take the person. You don't travel, you don't do anything, you are just there. Then because actually the 10% the agent is getting is not from the landlord's money. You see, so he's not losing. The agent is just adding. So the landlord, he is fine with this. And there is that platform already. If the landlord doesn't want, if you go to Mikasa or Tonaton, you can specify that this property there is no agent involved. And then that direct communication will come. So that is it for the point 2. I've been thinking around.
This is going to be out.
Yes, I've been thinking around new things that can be added. But for now, I'm not getting. There are existing platforms already to handle that. Existing platforms ready to handle that. A missing item app that will help users find their classes, key wallets, other items that will put somewhere in the project. They actually search an item so that we can then this one you've already done. If I don't have the app in my mind. Yeah, this one there's nothing to build.
Now you already did that.
I have the app in my mind now. If I'm putting it down, I take a screenshot. Is that not it? Unless maybe I'm going to process.
So it will help you locate where it is. I was actually thinking about this, and I felt it's going to be very, very difficult. Most especially, like how you'll be able to track every single item you possess. Unless, of course, you want to attach them to a particular set of technology.
Yeah, unless you get sensors. Yeah, like
monitoring.
Put some AI in them.
Yeah, they're monitoring. If not, it will be difficult.
Yeah, actually, that angle is coming. Yeah, putting these sensors in things so that you can find them. Yeah, there are the technologies around that. But like you were saying, there has to be some sensor attached to it there. That key or that thing. So one thing to it should be hazard free. For example, if I have to push something down and I have to take it picture and then maybe write some message attached to it, this is where I put it. Hardly will I forget again. Things you normally forget are those out of rush.
Out of yes.
But if you've really gotten time to put it down, to take screenshots, then write maybe some computer data, some small text attached to the image and then save. It will be very difficult to forget. Because if you already internalize the steps that you use, or mostly hard, you don't know. Put it down, you forget. So it may be like how Basit left his phone. You could just open the app and then this is the last place you put it. But that phone has to get that intelligent.
Yes.
And it's in phones already, I think. Yeah, it's in phones. But you have to, how do you call it? Enable it in the phone first.
Before you.
I remember somewhere 2 years or 3 years, 2 years. I was using iPhone 5C. iPhone 5C. So it has some shape like this, and then I was staying at the so my way to take, I forgot it in the car, and then I called. Initially it was going to no one picked, so about an hour or two it wasn't going through again. So then I test, the person didn't reply. About some hour again it came on, you call it to go through, the person is not picking. Then I realized, no, this person is planning. But that time I had already set the iCloud and another thing. You know, you can set, then the iCloud will come, the log will come, and then with a message. So I set a message on the screen that please call this number. I gave my friend, I put my friend's number. So you will see it. Your phone is locked, the screen is locked, but that message will be there. Please call this number. That is the phone's owner. Still the phone wasn't coming, no one was calling. Then you can also set alarm. So wherever the person will be going, the alarm will be ringing. Unless the person off it. But once you on it, that alarm will start ringing. So I set that one too. And in about 30 minutes, the person called that number I put on, that this phone has come to him. So that guy called me. That's on a different line. And then I traced and formats That was where I met the guy and I picked my phone. So that was even somewhere 2 or 3 years ago. So that technology exists, but you will have to do those configurations first for when it loads, you can take advantage of. So last week or so, one lady at our office, same thing, her iPhone is gone. She came to me, can we find it? I said, no, it depends on the initial configuration she gave to your phone.
But she has the iCloud.
No, she doesn't even know about iCloud. She just use it. So, those technologies are there. Setup assistant. So this one too, the concept is great, but you have to look at the resources you will be given to those startups. The resources you will be given to those startups. For example, there are people who don't even know the type of company they should register. Like startup, you have to register a company. He doesn't know even the type of company. He doesn't know what a liability company is. He doesn't know what how do you call it? An enterprise is. Like related to tax, he doesn't know who to. Like so many. So unless you really look at that, like all encompassing, you can push it into an app. That will be helpful. That will be helpful. Like that case, it will be like okay. So them getting the resources, that one is, I think that one is straightforward. But then getting clients, and then investors. For investors, there are platforms that you can link them to, that they will get investors. But it doesn't mean
they are getting it.
But this is the investor, so it's up to you to go. But I'm looking at clients, how you link them to clients. But because you have to, it has to be idea based. If I'm going to agree targeting you, then this could be my clients. But if you are into different roles, you will have a different client. That is what I'm looking at. That is how to get the client at one place and then link them up. But one thing is, any of these ones, if you might not have to start building all the features at the go. For example, you can start with the resource. When the resource is done, then you continue on to a section for, let's say, investments. Bit by bit that way. Not like from scratch. You'll be doing this, you'll be doing that is so me actually as to take the image. I'm looking at the 195 still. Yeah, the 195. And you know one thing I'm also thinking. You know, if you have an app that can detect if someone is recording you. That will be helpful.
If someone is calling you,
it's a recording.
Recording you.
Yeah. You know, like you come here, you are talking with someone, the person is recording you also. Yeah, but that's the device here. But if you can also have a device that can tell if someone is recording in this room or like someone is.
This one. Anyway, I did 6.
I think.
A device detecting
Secret recording. So,
but this one. So I think this one too is out. The wish list.
yeah, the wish list. That is from my but don't. Let's copy this one. And then I will do the full one right Saturday. So bring this one. Then you rather pause them.
Okay.
And you rather, let's say this one. So we can. So do that way.
It's the T and 3 and 6 and the wish list.
And we are crossing them because now we don't have much data on them. But if you have any interest in any of them, then you can really research into them. For example, the real usage of this, you being able to take over someone's camera, how helpful will it be? Which particular areas can we make use of? Especially areas that, let's say, video call cannot. It has to be something that video call cannot.
How about this one? The color ID.
Color ID. Let me take the photos and the other side. So I think that's just what I talk about. This one.
There are 2. The cameras are 2.
And what does the caller ID mean?
But this one is, when someone is calling, now there are systems that will help you know, like, the name of the person calling. Now, what this one wants to do is perhaps wanting to, like, add a certain feature of the image of the person.
The image of the person.
The image of the person, then some ultrasound. Ultrasound, and it will just show you the receiver of the call. The receiver of the call. But this is the person calling. And perhaps give him some ultrasound.
I get it. I get it. Well, I think Islamers will be interested in that. that's by the way. Because I'm not sure I will enable such a thing on my device. But that is me, like my phone. that if you call me, you will see if you take me, unless maybe my wife says. Because you know, like you call, maybe you have to send pictures, you switch to WhatsApp or maybe other platforms to send a picture. You get it? So I think in that case it will be helpful, like once the person picks the call, can if maybe the person has to even do this. So I'm looking at, in that case, you are getting real-time pictures.
Or it could also be